Hey everyone, thanks for coming back to my channel. My name is Jeff and this is my channel Films at Home. Today I've got another great 4K review to do for you guys. This was one of the most talked about movies of 2018. I had not seen it. I didn't get to see it in movie theaters, but everybody was talking about how great it was, and so it finally came out on 4K and I got an early review copy in from Paramount, which is really cool. 4K Ultra HD, full of HDR. This is Mission Impossible Fallout. I watched this whole thing today in 4K. I have my whole sound system set up now, so I was playing the Dolby Atmos track, doing the whole thing. So I'm really excited to let you guys know what I thought about the movie, picture quality, audio, and then, you know, some of the cool stuff that comes with this, because there are some extras and special features and stuff. So let's play the intro and jump into this review. Alright, so let's jump into the movie. Honestly, I'm not as big a fan of the Mission Impossible movies as I am of like the James Bond movies. I really like the James Bond movies. I thought Skyfall was one of the best movies that was made this decade. I even really like Spectre. I love Casino Royale. Quantum of Solace is okay. And then even going back to the older Bond movies, you know, I like a lot of those. So I never really got as much into the Mission Impossible movies. And so honestly, I was kind of jumping into this having seen, I've seen the original. I've seen Rogue Nation, I think it's called, which was the one right before this, and I saw like the second or third one. So I've kind of jumped in and out. I know some of the characters, new characters, old characters, but I really haven't like followed along with each storyline. But the nice thing about this movie is even not really knowing the characters much and kind of having to make some connections as I went, I thought that you could really, you know, without having seen every single movie in the series, like really make out what was going on pretty easily. You connect with the characters, you understand their roles, you understand who they are. So that was really good. So if you haven't seen any Mission Impossible movies, don't worry about it. You could hop right into this one. You might miss a few things here and there, but really you're not going to miss much. I loved the movie though. I thought the stunts are incredible. I know Tom Cruise is a lunatic with his Scientology stuff. He is an absolute madman, insane person in real life. But wow, can the guy carry a movie when they really let him. He did a great job in this. The stunts are incredible. So say what you want about the guy. Obviously in his personal life, he's a whack job. But, you know, in this movie, I thought he was great. Simon Pegg's always fun to watch. Ving Rhames is great. I thought Alec Baldwin played a pretty decent role. I'm trying to think who else was even in it that played a big part. Obviously Henry Cavill, Superman. That's who I was forgetting. Played a huge part in this movie and was really good, I thought. You know, I think he can easily ditch the Superman thing. And now that he's left that role, apparently, like, I think he's going to go on to do some really good stuff. I think he's pretty solid. So, overall, the cast was great. The action shots are amazing. There are some really, really nice scenes in here. Crazy helicopter chases, car chases, shootouts, like you name it. If you're an action buff, if you love action movies, this is one of the better ones that I've seen. This is up there with stuff like, you know, like Skyfall, like John Wick. I'm trying to think what else, like Kong Skull Island, I thought was a sick adventure movie. And there are some scenes in here, especially like helicopters and stuff. I guess that's a loose comparison, but, you know, some really great action overall. So I was really happy with the movie as a whole. It's solid. I think it deserved all the hype. I know it's another sequel in a long series, but you know, they may be finding something here. I really liked Rogue Nation, if that's what it's called. Please tell me if that's not what it's called, because I'm remembering it being called Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. Not Rogue One, right? No, that's the Star Wars movie. It's got to be Rogue Nation, I think. I hope. But I remember that being good. This was really great. And so, you know, maybe they're finding something with Mission Impossible. You remember how, like, Fast and Furious, first movie was pretty good. Second movie was like, whoa, what are we doing? Third movie was like almost a straight to DVD, and they picked it back up with the fourth, and the fifth was awesome. The sixth, seventh, eighth, you know, now they're taking off and they're huge blockbusters because they've ramped up the action. That's sort of what they're doing here, and I really like what they've done with it. Highly recommend it from a movie standpoint alone. All right, so now let's talk about the video. I didn't look anything up about this beforehand, actually. I actually looked it up before I did the video to get kind of a fresh feel. I didn't want to know what the master was, what the DI was, if it was a 2K, 4K. I didn't want to know how it was filmed. I wanted to make my own judgments. I think that's the way I'm going to go going forward, so I don't have these biased, judgments in my head of how something should look. As I was watching this, though, I did notice, I was saying, wow, for a movie that was new, there's a lot of grain here. I'm wondering if it was shot on film. And I was reading the IMDb page, and yes, it seems as if a lot of the movie was shot on 35 millimeter, and then a lot of it was shot in IMAX. There's 3 different aspect ratios they used. There were 2 IMAX aspect ratios, and then one which was used throughout the majority of the film. It was the 2.39 to 1, I believe. So it's almost a 2.4 to 1. You're going to get the black bars on the top and the bottom of your screen. They're going to be actually pretty thick. It's a pretty widescreen Panavision type presentation. But the nice thing is, and a lot of people are wondering this about movies with IMAX scenes, yes, they did include the IMAX scenes on the 4K, and yes, they do go and extend to their full aspect ratio. So you're going to see shifts in aspect ratio where you're going to have really thick black bars that are like this wide, and then you're going to get a black bar that's like, this compared to that, because it's going to blow out the screen and go to IMAX. So the picture, though, I kept thinking, like, wow, this is really smooth. And the IMAX sequences especially looked incredible. Like, very, very well done for a 4K disc. There are some softer moments, I thought, on the just typical 35 millimeter. There's some grain in there. You can see that, but it is a 4K disc. So again, you're going to, that's something that's going to be more prevalent. But it wasn't really at any instance did I say, wow, that's kind of, that's in the way of the picture. That's annoying. The only time I really saw it, it was in some darker sequences, which is where grain tends to kind of manifest itself more anyway. And it really wasn't that big a deal throughout the movie. But I did find out, reading IMDb afterward, that it is a 4K digital intermediate, which means that you're getting a straight 4K to 4K transfer. There's no upscaling. They finished the movie in 4K. That's how it was done. They actually shot it at 8K and 6K, so it's some really nice resolution here. And the 4K is incredible. I checked out the Blu-ray, and there's a difference. So there's definitely a difference on this one. You're going to see a lot more, of a smooth image, especially in the IMAX scenes on the 4K compared to the Blu-ray. Now, don't get me wrong, the Blu-ray looks great, but the 4K is just the next step up, and it's because we have that 4K source to work with that it really, really looks nice on the TV. But again, I can't say enough about the IMAX sequences. I think that those are the highlight. I believe there are 3 different sequences. So a large part of the 3rd act takes place in IMAX, which is nice. So you get a big chunk there. There's a big chunk towards the start, which is also IMAX, which is really nice. And then I believe there's one somewhere in the middle. So you almost get like there's the 3 acts of the movie, and each one has an IMAX sequence, if I remember correctly. But the 3rd act is really where it shines, and the IMAX comes through. You probably get a good 25-30 minutes of IMAX sequences in that part. So if you're looking for some demo quality stuff, that picture is incredible. I would give this a solid 5 out of 5. This is one of the best 4K discs from a picture standpoint of 2018 so far. So now if we're going to talk about the audio, nice thing is here, Paramount does give us a Dolby Atmos track. And with my new system, I shouldn't say new system, new room, old system, but it's all set up. So I'm finally getting the full Atmos experience here. And I've got some really good acoustics in this room. I was super happy with how this sounded. I thought it actually could have been a little more powerful at times. I thought it might blow me away. But there are some sequences, especially in the beginning. I remember a sequence, I shouldn't say in the beginning, maybe towards, more towards the middle. But there's a sequence in a club, and it plays a big part in the movie. And they're in a club for a pretty good amount of time. And the subwoofer, my SVS Sound subwoofer, highly recommend those guys, because that thing was bumping out of control. I mean, it sounded like you were in the club, and then the Atmos height effects coming from the top, music all around me and surrounds. It was a great sequence. There were some other great scenes with the helicopter chase towards the end of the movie. Excellent 360 audio. Felt like I was, in the middle of it, and you hear every rotor spinning around the room. It's awesome sequence there. Little bit slow in the middle, but there are some great scenes at the beginning too. Again, I think my favorites are those IMAX scenes because they're just packed with action. Although there is a car chase pretty much smack dab in the middle of the movie, and that's got some really, really nice audio behind it. I will say I thought I was going to be blown away, and I was sort of just like, yeah, this is really solid. Like, really, really well done. But is it the best I've ever heard? No, but it's very well done. It is solid. It's a 4.5 out of 5. I thought the picture quality was better than the audio. So the transfer was a little bit better than the audio mix. It is what it is, but overall, solid disc. I mean, it's like a 4.5 out of 5 all around, picture and audio considered. I can't say enough good things about it. If you're a 4K Atmos fanatic, you're gonna love this when it comes out. I think you're gonna it's gonna be a demo disc for a lot of people. So now if we wanna go through like some of the, basically the packaging, unboxing, you've got the slipcover here, working with the same artwork on the front of the slipcover and on the front of the case. You know, nothing special there. The back of the case, not much. You will notice here, there's a collectible book. So when you pop open the 4K, which we'll do here, there is this book right here, which basically talks about the stunts that Tom Cruise did. Then you've got your 4K disc with some special features. You got your Blu-ray with the feature film and special features. And you've also got another Blu-ray disc with just special features. So there's a ton of features on here. I'll read off some of what you get. You also do get a digital code. I've already, passed that off to somebody. But I'll dive through this little booklet real quick with you. I mean, it's nothing crazy, but like it goes through each stunt and it just talks about, what was going on, some quotes from the directors, what Tom Cruise was doing. No one had ever jumped out on a film at this altitude. Just talking about the stunts that he did, because honestly, that's what's so incredible. He did some stuff, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, that's got to be CGI. Like, there's no way they really did that. And then you go and read about it in this booklet, and like, no, he legit jumped out of a plane at 25,000 feet. Like I said, the man's insane, but sometimes we get great movies because he's so insane. So in terms of special features, really quick, on the 4K disc, you do have some special features, but again, it's just commentaries. That's pretty much what I've seen with every 4K disc. You're not going to really get a ton of special features, but you typically now are getting the commentaries. So there's a track with director Christopher McQuarrie and Tom Cruise, and then it says there are additional commentaries. I didn't look through what it was. I assume it's more producers, actors, things like that. On disc 2, which is the Blu-ray feature film, there are also some special features. There's the same commentaries, and then there is an isolated score track, which is kind of cool. Basically, it just plays the score of the movie, no other sound. And then on disc 3, Blu-ray special features, you got the making of Mission Impossible Fallout, inside look at the impossible stunts and breathtaking locations. I watched that one, highly recommend it. It's a nice little companion to the short little booklet. But yeah, he really did this stuff. He's nuts. Deleted scenes montage with director commentary. There's a foot chase musical breakdown, storyboards, and some more stuff. But really, the making of Mission Impossible Fallout, the little documentary behind the scenes that's on here, is very, very good. Highly recommend that. Other than that, nothing special. I don't know if there's going to be steelbooks. I can't remember, but it's pretty decent artwork, I think. I mean, it's your typical like, here's our movie, here are our main characters type of thing. But it's fairly well done. It's got the Eiffel Tower in it. It's got him jumping out of a plane. So it's not bad. It's a pretty heavy case. You're talking about 3 discs in the booklet, but I think it's overall, it's easily going to be in a top 10 list for 4K movies this year. It'll probably be in a top 10 list for movies this year for me, just because I really like action movies. And when I make top 10 lists, I try to spread it around. So, a couple horror movies, couple action, couple drama, couple comedy. Like, this is the action movie of the year so far. And so it's definitely going to make my list. It's really well done, well directed. The shaky cam, non-existent. Like, they've really figured out ways to shoot action sequences without giving people seizures and headaches and making them have motion sickness, and like they've figured that out finally, which is great. And everything looked awesome. 4K was awesome. Atmos was awesome. It's a solid disc. I highly, highly recommend getting this one. If you haven't seen the movie yet, go get it day one, watch it, you won't be disappointed. So that's it, guys. Like I said, highly recommend this one. If you do want to pre-order it, because I'm actually, at the time of me filming this video, this has not been released yet. It doesn't come out for another couple of weeks. I'm going to put a pre-order link for Amazon down in the description. Full disclosure, if you do pre-order through my link, I do get thrown a couple of dollars, but I really appreciate it. Helps the upkeep of the channel, helps keep me motivated, helps keep me going. Also going to put down links in the description for my social media platforms, so please follow me on Instagram. That's a great place to see what I'm up to. Check out, you would have seen a picture of this a few days ago when it came in, before I got to the video. I like to give sneak peeks of videos that are coming. Pictures of my collection. If you're interested in any of that sort of stuff, follow me. It's Films at Home on Instagram. There'll be a link down in the description. And then please, if you guys can subscribe. I hate saying this stuff, but like YouTube is so they stress that subscribe and notifications button. So I'm going to say it. Subscribe, please. I always appreciate subscribers. I do giveaways for subscribers. I do a lot for subscribers. But also hit the notification bell, because what I'm realizing is a lot of my subscribers aren't actually seeing my videos when I put them out. And so if you guys want to see the video right when it comes out, or get a quick little notification, just hit the bell next to my name. That'll let you know when a new review or a new collection video comes out. That way you can hop on and watch it. Also going to leave a link to donate to the channel. I appreciate everyone who has so far. It's been really nice, even if it's $1 or $2. Like it says in the description, you can buy me a movie, buy me a beer, help pay for the channel. You know, every little bit goes towards what I'm doing here and helps support. So I appreciate that. But I am really pushing to get to that 6,000 subscriber mark. So it'd be really huge if you could share this video with friends, tell them to subscribe, let them know about my channel. I'd really appreciate it. But Mission Impossible Fallout, highly recommend it. You're not going to regret grabbing this on 4K. It's going to be one of your favorite discs of the year. I guarantee it. And I definitely recommend pre-ordering it, getting it day one, and watching it. It's going to be a great gift, I think, too. It's coming out in a couple weeks, just in time for Christmas. So if you got 4K fans on your Christmas list, get them Fallout. I think they'll really love it. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll be back soon. I got a couple more reviews I got to get caught up on here. And I know there's some stuff headed my way from the studios, so we'll have some good stuff coming. I'll also show you what I got on Black Friday. Some of that stuff, unfortunately, is still in the mail. I did all my Black Friday shopping actually online. Didn't buy a ton, but I got a couple cool things and got some really great deals. So I'll show you real quick what I got there. But you know, I get a lot of movies from the studios, so a lot of, you know, what I was telling people about on Black Friday in my video, I wasn't gonna go buy because I already had it. You know, it's just the way it works. But so I don't do a whole lot of Black Friday shopping anymore, except for older catalog titles, which I don't own, and that's where I really think I killed it. So I'll show you guys what I got. Some kind of sweet deals that came up in the last couple days. So stay tuned for that one. Thanks for watching this video, and I will see you guys next time.